presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
It's time for Angels Spring Training Baseball this afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium. It's the Angels and the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. We're glad to be with you here on a beautiful day in the Valley as the Angels are here in Tempe. Jose, one of the pitchers we'll see on the mound for the Angels, in fact, the starter today, one of the newcomers, Tommy Hanson.
He is projected to be, Terry, as you well know, the number 5 starter for the Angels, but this guy can take the baseball and pitch very well in the middle of any baseball rotation. So far, Tommy Hanson, mixed results here in spring training, but the beauty of it is today he has a little more freedom. The leash is a little bit longer. He's going to come out here maybe and we stretch out to 60 to 65 pitches. That's when you start thinking about setting up hitters, showing more on what you need to incorporate into the game. And for Hanson, you see the 2 starts he's had, certainly some numbers he'd like to get back. But Mike Scioscia said it this morning, he likes the way the ball has been coming out of his hand.
Tommy Hanson today will make his 3rd start for the Angels here this spring. Well, yesterday we saw some good things, Jose, from the Angels against the White Sox, and one of those things was situational hitting.
Terry, at any given time during the year, you're going to face the CC Sabathia. You're going to face those Justin Verlanders, guys that are not going to give you that many opportunities. But you must do this. From your number 3 hitter, setting the example and hitting a ground ball to the right side and getting a guy over to third base, then you make it easier for the guy following you. That's Josh Hamilton. Situational hitting at a premium yesterday by every single element and piece of the Angels lineup. That scores a run mighty easily. And then talk about just putting ball play, moving on to the next inning. Mike Trout with that speed keeps an inning alive, but he also gets the RBI with men at first and third. And all those things add up later on to, putting a run or 2 on the board. And then you add, of course, the element of speed on the stolen base. That changes a whole inning. That can change a ball game because the guys following you are going to get better pitches to hit, just like Howie Kendrick did. And it's a beauty to see when it's a well-oiled machine, Terry, and all these guys contributing by playing good situational baseball. It makes it easy on their manager.
Well, yesterday, maybe one of the best wins, maybe the best win for the Angels so far here in the Cactus League. Well, Jose, when we get to this stage of spring training, there's always some battles looming for roster spots.
It's good to see guys getting a lot of playing time from J.B. Shuck and Tommy Field and certainly Luis Jimenez. They all have done a good job, and not only are they getting the time because they need longer looks, but Mike Scioscia said this morning, these guys are getting down to the point where I need to decide who's going to play a little bit more. There are some transactions to be made here soon for the Angels, and they have all played well enough to at least keep themselves in Mike Scioscia's mind. Jimenez, Shuck, and Field provide versatility. They're going to be playing today, and they'll bring something different to help you win a ball game. With the youth and the energy they have, Terry, Mike Scioscia knows at any given moment these guys can help the Angels, if not early in the season, at some point during the season.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the final 2 weeks unravel here for the Angels as they get ready to head back to Southern California. One guy, Jose, who figures to be the Angels closer, maybe going into spring training. We weren't so certain about that, but right now it looks like it's Ernesto Frieri's job, and he'll be pitching later today for the Halos.
He'll be, and he's looking forward to this opportunity. Obviously, Ryan Madson continues to make positive strides. He'll be throwing the bullpen here on Sunday, being stretched out a little bit more. But Frieri getting better as the ball is getting out of his hand, as he figures out the grip with a cut fastball. He had been a little erratic. Sometimes Frieri does slow his body down way too much to throw a breaking ball. Today, I like to see that speed up a little bit more, make sure there's a good finish, because that fastball at 95 to 97 is there for Ernesto.
So Ernesto Frieri, one of the Angel pitchers here, we'll see this afternoon as the Angels take on Seattle. We should mention it's a Seattle split squad. Their other team will be in action taking on the Netherlands World Baseball Classic team. That game will be later tonight. Well, today it's the Angels and the Seattle Mariners. Tommy Hanson on the hill for the Angels here this afternoon. We'll have the lineups. We'll have the start of today's game. And it's coming up next right here on Fox Sports Net.
Beautiful afternoon here in Tempe Diablo Stadium. So happy that you could join us here on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West. The Angels will try to improve on that record they have right now here in the Cactus League. The Angels a 4-11 record, 3 games tied, and the Seattle Mariners a red-hot team. They are 12-7. Now the starting lineups here is for the Mariners visiting ball club. They have slugged 36 home runs already here, leading all of the major leagues in spring training. 36 home runs for the Mariners in 19 games. Leading off, fresh off the World Baseball Classic and Team Canada, is Michael Saunders in left field. Batting second at second base is Nick Franklin. Batting third time with the Mariners, Raul Ibanez. Ibanez, designated hitter, always a great story. Justin Smoke batting fourth at first base. Jesus Montero is a young Venezuelan catcher. He is batting fifth. Julio Morban is batting sixth in right field. Carlos Kernfeld, the shortstop for the Mariners, is batting seventh. Vini Catricala is at first base. At third base. Catricala is batting eighth. And Francisco Martinez will make the start, batting ninth in center. Now the Angels starting lineup, that's brought to you by McDonald's. Now quench your small, medium, or large thirst for an extra small price. Get any size soft drink for only $1 every day only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. For Mike Socha's Angels, leading off in center field, having a solid spring, is Peter Borges batting second. Howie Kendrick at second base. Josh Hamilton is batting third, Angels designated hitter. Mark Trumbo at first base. Trumbo is batting fourth. Vernon Wells, a solid spring for him so far. Wells has been playing an outstanding left field in challenging conditions. Wells is batting fifth. Chris Iannetta stars behind the plate, batting sixth. J.B. Shuck is batting seventh in right field. Batting eighth is Luis Jimenez at third base. And batting ninth for the Angels at shortstop is Tommy Field. It'll be Jeremy Bonderman on the mound for the Mariners, and for the Angels making the start, his third of the spring, is Tommy Hanson.
All right, thanks, Jose. Just about ready for baseball. Warm day today here in the Valley. The umpires, Jordan Baker, will be calling balls and strikes. He is a tall umpire.
My goodness.
Looks like a basketball player. He's a big guy. Gary Darling, Jim Reynolds, and Mark Ripperger will be the umpires on the bases. So Tommy Hanson, who's a big guy as well. He goes 6'6". He's ready for his first pitch today. And here it comes. It's a first pitch fastball a little bit outside on the left-handed hitting Michael Saunders. We're underway. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. 88 degrees right now here in Tempe. It was even hotter than that, the pitch. And that one is a little bit outside for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Angels coming into this Cactus League home game against Seattle with a record of 4 wins, 11 losses, 3 ties. And the Mariners have gone 12-7 so far this spring. They have another game later tonight. Pitch was in there on Saunders, and it's now 2-1. Here's the next delivery. It's hit way up in the air on the left side of the infield. The third baseman today is Jimenez. He's straddling the line and makes the catch on that one in fair territory. And that'll be the first out.
Well, if there's ever a better day to catch a pop-up here in Arizona, you could not have swore right now. It's a little cloudy, and Jimenez also does not have to battle the wind. It's very quiet here.
This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. Nick Franklin is the batter, and he is a switch hitter batting left. The first pitch, he takes it for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Franklin, a young player, just 22 years old. He played in AA and AAA last year, and Hanson misses again. He's fallen behind. It's now 2-0. Franklin was a first-round pick of Seattle back in 2009. And the next delivery, that one's in there for a called strike.
Tommy Hanson, straight over the top. He does have his light hitch in his delivery. He stops and kind of goes again. He's got a short arm action. He can get the fastball up there. And certainly his out pitch is that nice breaking ball. And the next delivery, it's another ball popped in the air into shallow left center.
Let's see who's going to call for it. It's the shortstop, Tommy Field, playing there today. He makes the catch on the outfield grass in shallow left center. It's the second out.
And for Tommy Hanson, the most important thing, of course, is to find that command early, which he has been showing here, bouncing back and getting back into counts with any pitch. With the fastball, that's where everything starts, and I like to see him use it off the plate a little bit more today to set up worse swings against the breaking ball, that 12-6 sharp breaker he has.
So here's the veteran Raul Ibanez back with Seattle, 40 years old, and he takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Ibanez was with Seattle back in 1996. Came back in 2004. And here he is back in 2013.
Yep. And the pitch on its way. That's low and inside. He was with the Yankees last season. He's also played for Kansas City and Philadelphia. And he's having a good spring so far for Seattle. Here's the 2-0. And that's a called strike.
Excellent pitch. That's the pitch I'm talking about, that Hanson can experiment with it a little bit more here today. 60 to 65 pitches, you have that luxury.
Here's the 2-1 on Ibanez, and he lifts a shallow fly ball to center field. Should be an easy play for Peter Borges. He's there. He'll squeeze it, and the inning is over. So 3 batters retired in the air by Hanson, and Seattle goes down 1-2-3. Bottom of the first is coming up. There's no score in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2013 season are on sale now. Make your plans to be part of Big Bang Fridays, post-game concerts, promotional nights, and great opponents like the Yankees and the Dodgers. Purchase your tickets at Angels.com, the Angels Stadium ticket office, or you can call 714-663-9000. So the first batter for the Halos is Peter Borges, and the first pitch today from Bonderman. That one misses ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
This is the second time the Angels see Bonderman here this spring, and they made it a rough one for him in his debut early in camp.
There's a pitch that is in there for a called strike. 1-1 to count. Bonderman hasn't pitched since the 2010 season, and the next delivery, that one is low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. He had elbow and shoulder problems in the past. He had Tommy John elbow surgery last year, and now on the comeback trail at age 30.
Still a young man, but he's been around a long time.
And the pitch, that one's bounced off the plate. It bounces on the third base side, foul. A foul ball. That would have easily been a hit for Borges. He was already crossing first base by the time that ball dropped foul. So it's 2-2.
You just saw Bonderman, who still does not have that nasty slider he used to possess. That really was his bread and butter pitch back with the Detroit Tigers. But the Angels saw him early in camp, and he was just trying to get his feet wet. Gave up a long home run to Hank Conger over in Peoria. Gave up a couple of runs in 2 innings.
He's ready. New baseball. The 2-2 on Peter. He chops one foul. That's right into the Seattle dugout on the third base side. Around the infield defensively for the Mariners, they have Justin Smoke playing first base. We were hoping maybe Kendrys Morales would make the trip, but he's stayed back in Peoria for their game later tonight. Nick Franklin, the second baseman. Vinny Catragala is the third baseman, and Carlos Triunfel is the shortstop. Pitch missed on Borges, a full count.
Hey, maybe Kendrys thinks it's Cuba against the Netherlands tonight.
Well, he might be in for a little revenge. Yeah, you're right. Here's the 3-2, and that's hit hard just past the Seattle dugout, foul, third base side. Outfield for the Mariners, they have Saunders in left, Martinez in center, and Bourbon is the right fielder. Julio Bourbon. The pitch chopped on the third base side. A high hopper. It bounces over the third baseman Catragala and through into left field. And on is Peter Borges.
You've got to love Arizona when it starts getting hot, because this is pretty much a one hopper to the third baseman, but not in the Cactus League when it starts getting hot. And look how far back he was playing. He wasn't even guarding the bunt.
Yep. That ball bounced so high as it was heading toward the third baseman. It almost looked like it was a pop-up that went over his head.
But here's the deal. You see what happens when guys like Peter Borges hit the ball on the ground? Things like that.
Yep, good things happen. And now we'll see if Peter might be on the move.
Hope to see him run. They got to test both Bonderman and Montero, especially Montero behind the plate.
Here's the pitch. And that one is a pitch that misses for a ball.
Peter had a huge lead. In fact, he's using something new this season. And you'll see that he's leaning more to his right leg. Not afraid to get way out there.
1 ball, no strikes to count on Howie Kendrick, who's having another great spring. There goes Borges. The pitch, it's chopped on the third base side. Only one chance for an out first. And the throw will easily get Howie. But the Angels stayed out of a double play there. The third baseman, Catragala, immediately was looking to try and get the out at second, but looked over there, and Borges was just about on the bag. So a 5-3 ground out. Runner in scoring position with one away.
See, Terry, that's why, to me, Howie Kendrick is not your ideal number 2 hitter. I mean, unless it was a hit and run, but with the type of jump that Peter had, 1-0 count, take that pitch. Let him be at second base with, 1-1 count. So what?
Yeah, it looked like he had the base stolen.
Yeah.
So here's Hamilton, and he tips the first one into the middle of the catcher Montero for strike one.
Not to say that Howie isn't a good number 2 guy. Just say he's not the ideal because of his mindset. He wants to jump on that fastball.
Josh Hamilton, 7 for 23 this spring with a homer, reaches at a pitch and fouls it off on the left side. It's back and out of play. Hamilton, the number 3 hitter, the cleanup man waiting on deck. That's Mark Trumbo today. And the power of the lineup, it's brought to you by Loan Mart. Need cash fast. If you have a car that's paid off or almost paid off, get $2,500 to $50,000 today with a quick and easy car title loan. Call 1-800-LOAN-MART today. Next pitch on Josh. That's outside. It's 1-2.
Well, the table is set for Josh Hamilton. Did a good job yesterday. Part of that whole group of the middle lineup that was fantastic with situational hitting. Hamilton doing a more efficient job also hitting the ball the other way.
Bonderman's pitch grounded on the right side. It'll get the runner to third. The ball stopped by Franklin, the second baseman, who will throw out Hamilton. The 4-3 grounder. The Angels have a runner at third, 2 outs, and looking for a hit from Mark Trumbo.
The big difference there, turning out the whole inning could have changed. Ground ball right there. Maybe gets your guy over. Maybe gets him in. Right?
If he had that stolen base in the inning. So 2 outs. Trumbo stepping up. He's had only one RBI so far this spring. A chance to get one here, and he takes the first pitch, and that's a beauty on the outside corner, called strike.
If there's one guy that I've seen pitchers time after time just make good pitches on, it's been Mark Trumbo. Yesterday he saw changeup 3-1 from John Danks, swung and missed. Changeup 3-2 from Danks, also swung and missed.
And here's a 0-1. He checks his swing on it, and on the appeal they say he was holding. 1-1 on Trumbo. Mentions here in Tempe, 340 down the left side, 420 to dead center. It's deep out there. Out down the right field corner, 359. The power alleys expand to about 400 feet. 1-1 pitch, blown away. 2-1 the count.
Also, Terry, the perspective we got to have on a guy like Jeremy Bonderman. He's not just getting ready for the season. I mean, this is competing and trying to make a ball club. So, yes, he's not just trying to get his work in here and see how things are developing. He wants to get people out.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is fouled off. Now you look at their rotation possibilities. They have Felix Hernandez, obviously the ace. Iwakumo had a fine year for them. The Japanese pitcher is locked for their rotation. They have Erasmo Ramirez, Blake Bevan. John Garland's in their camp trying to win a spot.
He's pitching tonight, in fact.
Yep. Hector Noesi is a pitcher who really struggled for them last year. As Trumbo lines one into right, but they're waiting. Not having to move at all is Morban, and that will end the inning. Trumbo hit it hard, but right at the right fielder. In the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left at third, no score after one on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the second inning. Justin Smoak will be the first batter up. He'll be facing right-hander Tommy Hanson. Smoak, Montero, and Morban, the batters for Seattle here in the second. We're scoreless in Tempe. Hanson ready, had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and he misses with that one. He's been behind every hitter, and he's gotten behind 2-0 on just about everybody so far. Here's the next pitch. And there is ball two. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
I like that pitch. Once again, you know, he finished that last inning, Terry, only 11 pitches, but it really impressed me. The last 2 pitches, fastball inside on Ibanez that he took, and then the fastball down the middle that Ibanez swung at, and he just couldn't pull the trigger because his hip was flying open. So good to see Tommy Hanson use that inner half a little bit more to get more efficiency out of the guys out there, those powerful lefties the Mariners have.
Missed on the 2-0, so it's 3-0 on Smoak in the next delivery, and that's nowhere close. A 4-pitch walk. So the Mariners get their first base runner, and Jesus Montero will be stepping up to the plate. Here today in Tempe, the fans noticing the flags are half-staff, and that's in honor of Navy Chief Petty Officer Christian Michael Pike, who hails from Peoria, Arizona. That's the spring training base of the Mariners. Unfortunately, the Navy Chief Petty Officer died as a result of combat injuries sustained in Afghanistan. Here's the pitch. That's low and outside. 1-0 the count.
It's the second time we've seen that here in spring training. And Arizona, of course, always behind the pain of the fallen soldier.
Infield is at double play depth. Here's the next pitch. Montero lifts one in the air into right center field. Chasing is Peter Borges. Borges is calling for it as he calls off Shuck and makes the catch out there in right center. Routine play. Ball hit pretty well by Montero. That's the first out.
Peter Borges doing what he needs to do. If he sees his wingman with a little bit of trouble or any type of hesitation, center fielder going out there and taking charge. After all the early troubles we saw, Terry, it seems like Peter Borges is back to being Peter Borges.
Yep.
Had a rough first week. A lot of balls hit to him that were not easy reads.
Not at all. Yeah, he was really being tested the first week out here. So here is Morban getting ready to bat. He's a left-handed batter. A young player, only 21 years old. He played an A-ball and a rookie ball last year, and he takes that one for a called strike.
He's a guy that really liked. I think he's got a little thump in that bat, but he was derailed last year 3 times on the Sable list with hamstring issues.
There's a pitch that he takes. It's outside.
You could see Tommy Hanson just overspun that breaking ball. He really got away from him. And that's a pitch that we need to see more of in this ballgame.
Angels right-hander is ready. And the next pitch. That one is in there for a called strike. Morban signed with Seattle back in 2008. And he got a nice signing bonus coming out of the Dominican Republic. Over $1 million signing bonus. He's been playing in their organization since 2009. Here's the next pitch, and he chops that one foul on the right side.
Excellent pitch, Terry. Excellent pitch. You wanted the young player to see your spinner and then put her in a good spot.
So it's 1-2 on the Seattle right fielder. Trienfeld waiting on deck. Hanson ready. He's in front here. And the 1-2 pitch. Tried to pick up the outside corner. That one missed. 2-2 the count.
I'll tell you, a couple things need to happen for you to get over $1 million into the Dominican as a free agent. You got to have a good agent, and there had to be enough showcasing of you for other teams to be raising the price.
Yeah, kind of getting a little bidding war.
Oh, yeah.
2-2 delivery. And he lifts one high and deep to right field. It's out by the wall, and that ball is gone. Right off the Angels' batting cage, the outdoor batting cage beyond the wall in right field. So Morban, we were talking about him, pretty good young player, just 21 years old. That's his first home run this spring. And that's the 3rd home run that Hanson has allowed in his 3 Cactus League starts. Seattle is up 2-0.
The second time the youngster saw the breaking ball, this time it was located down and in. And lefties absolutely love that location. And the Mariners continue to pound the ball. That's home run number 37 in game number 20 for the Mariners this spring.
Yeah. Morban hit 16, make it 17 home runs last year in A-ball, so he has good power. Trienfeld batting. He fouls one off just to our right, and Hanson has jumped in front on him. It's 0-2.
So the home run ball continues to chase Tommy Hunter here in Arizona spring training. Terry, after so many spring trainings in Florida, different story here for the former Brave.
Here's the 0-2 from Hanson. That one is low, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hanson last year with the Atlanta Braves gave up 27 homers. He made 31 starts, and the Braves had a good record when he pitched for them last year. They were 21-10 in his 31 starts. The 1-2 lifted in the air down the right field side, and that one is out of play as Shuck was chasing.
Hansen traded for Jordan Walden, who has developed a back issue over there with the Braves. They have a herniated disc.
It's been sidelined this spring in Atlanta camp. Next pitch. This one is popped up foul on the third base side. It's going to be the third baseman Jimenez who calls off the catcher Iannetta as he comes about halfway down toward home plate, makes the grab in foul territory. Put out to the third baseman. Two are gone. And Vinny Catricalo will be the next batter.
One of the happiest guys in that clubhouse today, Luis Jimenez, of course. Very good reason. Terry, Dominican Republic, thanks to Eric Ibar, beat Team USA in the World Baseball Classic last night in a big win to send them off to a guaranteed spot in the semifinals in San Francisco. In a bigger game even tonight, USA against Puerto Rico.
Here's a fly ball lifted into shallow right field. A long run for Trumbo and Shuck in foul territory. They're unable to get to it, just a foul ball. It's 0-1. Yeah, so the Dominican gets to the Final Four of the WBC, and the U.S. hoping to do that, and they will be in action as they will be taking on Puerto Rico later today.
Eric Ibar came off the bench. Got the big base hit against not just anybody, Craig Kimbrell of the Atlanta Braves. So, needless to say, Luis Jimenez was all smiles this morning.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined into right field. Shuck is backtracking a few feet. Under, he'll put it away, and the inning is over. But in the inning, a couple of runs for Seattle. They did it with one hit, the home run by Orban. A walk in the inning, no errors, and nobody left. We've completed an inning and a half. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Vernon Wells getting ready to lead it off for the Angels. Bottom of the second here in Tempe. It's 2-0 Seattle. And the first pitch from Bonderman in there for a called strike. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan. Victor Rojas will be in for the broadcast next inning. And the pitch, that's popped into shallow right field. That's going to find some daylight and drop in for a leadoff hit. So Wells singles just like Borges did leading off the Angels' first inning. The Angels have a base runner for Chris Iannetta.
Well, that makes Wells now 8 for 22 this spring. They've been hitting .333. He's been getting on base, too, over a 400 clip for Vernon. Additionally, he's been driving the ball, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs.
So here's Iannetta. He's having a nice spring, 10 for 25. He's hit a home run. He's driven in 4. Here's the pitch. And that one misses low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Bonderman lands more towards the third base side than straight up, and that's one thing that, of course, has made Jared Weaver so good for so long, the deception that he has. Not as exaggerated, but you can certainly see that he does throw across his body there. Tough to pick up the baseball.
There's a pitch that's ripped but foul back to the seats and out of play. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Chris Iannetta. Jeremy Bonderman, the pitcher for Seattle, we mentioned on the comeback trail. And he had an issue with a blood clot a few years back in 2008. He actually had a rib removed to improve his circulation around his pitching shoulder. Here's the 1-1. That's lifted in the air in the left center field, and that ball is a gapper. It's going to roll all the way out to the 400-foot area. Going into third base is Wells. He will be waved home. He'll score easily on the double in the gap by Iannetta, and the Angels slice the lead in half. It's now 2-1 Seattle.
Well, that's good news for the Angels. 2 hot hitters get together. One with a single. Wells goes the other way, and Chris Iannetta came into the game hitting 400. Splits the gap, left center field. Good job picking up the baseball off of Bonderman and getting something he can really handle and staying short to the baseball.
So the batter now is J.B. Shuck, left-handed hitter. He's playing in right field today. The bottom third of the order, Shuck, Jimenez, and Field for the Angels. There are 3 players that are kind of in a group of players, maybe trying to get a spot at the end of the Angel roster coming out of spring training.
Yeah, if anything, delay their return to the minor leagues. Mike Scioscia said there's a reason why these 3 are playing today. That at one point or another have contributed, really opened some eyes here. He's got a big job to do here, get that guy over to third base.
Shuck with a bunt, and he bounces it out in front of the plate. It's a good one. It'll get that runner to third, and the throw is just in time to first base. That was pretty close play. Sacrifice moves Iannetta to third. He's the tying run with just 1 out, and Luis Jimenez now will try and get that runner in.
There's one thing Shuck has shown throughout spring training. He can bunt the baseball. That's already his 2nd sacrifice bunt. In fact, he's the only Angel with a sacrifice bunt this spring. Nice job.
So here's Jimenez, who has hit over here at 300 this spring. He's driven in a pair of runs. We'll see if he can get home Iannetta. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch. And that breaking ball had him moving off the plate a little bit. It's in there for a called strike.
Jimenez is typically a good RBI guy, and he's been talking a lot with Albert Pujols on situations like this. The field is big right now. They're giving you that run. Just be smart on pitch selection.
And the next delivery chops that one down to third. Breaking for the plate and coming in is Iannetta. Contact play is on. It works. And the Angels on that ground out have tied up the game at 2.
And all those little things that a veteran player like a Pujols, a tremendous run producer through the years, has helped. And that swing right there just tells you how much of Jimenez is trying to go up the middle. And that was enough to keep it away directly of the third baseman, so there's no play at home plate.
So the Angels doing some little things here in this inning. Sack bunt.
Seen a lot of that since yesterday. That's a good sign.
Ground out, driving in the run to tie the game. At the plate now is Tommy Field, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Field, a little guy, he's about 5'9". He's on the Angels' 40-man roster. The Angels claimed him off of waivers from Minnesota back in late November. He had been in the Rockies organization and briefly saw some action for Colorado last year. Here's the pitch, and he checks the swing on that one. Did he go around? Yes. And that is going to end the inning. So it ends on the check swing strikeout, and the Angels are retired here in the 2nd. But in the inning, the Angels make the most of 2 hits, scoring 2 runs. In the inning, no errors and nobody left. The 3rd is coming up in Tempe. Victor Rojas will join Jose for play-by-play action. We head to the 3rd inning. We're tied at 2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Folks, groups of 20 or more can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat this year. Take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book your group outing today, call 888-796-HALO. Log on at angels.com/groups. As Tommy Hanson delivers a strike to open up this top of the third. We are tied up at 2. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. It'll be Francisco Martinez, Michael Saunders, and then Nick Franklin to face the Angel right-hander. As that pitch sails up and in. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez.
Victor, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Jose. Absolutely.
Very cool.
I'm glad the clouds have kind of come in and cooled things off, if you will. This one's lined to short, and leaping up for it, making the catch is Tommy Field. And there's the first out here in the third inning.
Oh, good adjustment there by Tommy Hanson. A couple of breaking balls. He's been trying to find a way to spin it better, and on that one, he was able to do it.
He made a mistake to Julio Morban in the second inning.
He dropped the barrel, man.
Yeah. I was sitting in the booth next door watching it, and you go back to 2 pitches prior to that. He fooled Morban on a breaking pitch away and tried to sneak a fastball away that wasn't close to strike zone and tried to come back inside with that breaking pitch. As Michael Saunders takes down low. When it's 1 ball, no strikes on the left fielder for Seattle, who's 0 for 1 today. He popped out to Jimenez, the third baseman, leading off the game. No strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 hit allowed for Tommy Hanson. That was that home run by Morban in the second.
Well, if there's any indication of what his fastball has been doing, Victor, every out recorded has been on the air. Every single out so far.
Saunders ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Swings at the 2-0 fastball. Skies it foul into the seats. Into the sea of red here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. A lot of fans. Packed house. Great crowd on a warm Friday afternoon. Cactus League action.
That's great. Red everywhere. Back-to-back. Nice attendance here at Tempe Diablo.
Yeah, it's nice pulling up and you see the sign that says event sold out. 2-1. Fouled straight back.
It's nice if you have a way in.
Well, I mean, we're getting in here.
But if you're showing up to buy a ticket, oh no.
Yeah, there's no traffic getting in here at 8:25 this morning. But you're right. You don't have a ticket. Good luck. Halos will be at Phoenix Muni tomorrow to take on the Athletics. And then back here at Tempe Diablo on Sunday. 2-2. Saunders fouls at the plate.
That might have been the best breaking ball he's thrown all afternoon right there. Good break and very good differential between the fastball and that one.
Seattle with 2 in the top of the second. Halos responded with 2 of their own in the bottom of the second to tie it up. Single by Wells, a double by Chris Iannetta. Sack bunt by J.B. Shuck. The RBI ground out by Jimenez. As that pitch misses down and in, a fastball. And it's a full count with 1 out here in the third.
I'll say, Victor, his stuff has looked fair at best so far. He's still trying to find it. And consistency, and pounding the ball and keeping it down and mixing in the rest of his pitches.
Saunders, a left-handed batter. Swings to 3-2, and he fouls it with a breaking pitch. Had him out in front. So he's still full with 1 out. Saunders, a product of Victoria in British Columbia. Member of Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic.
It's a beautiful little town right there, man. Colorful.
Hanson to the windup, another 3-2. And Saunders fouls this one off the left. The concession row down the left field line.
It's getting bigger each spring, by the way, Victor.
Yeah, I actually went out there today. I frequented the cheeseburger stand out there today.
Yeah.
Had the double cheeseburger. It's pretty good.
I'm in.
For ballpark food, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Another 3-2 on the way. Saunders grounds with his second base. Howie Kendricks got it. 2 outs.
In terms of pitch to pitch, sending a guy up and being able to really do what he wanted, he got Saunders exactly to do that. Get jammed. He saw the breaking ball, took a lot off of it. And Saunders, who will do a good job spreading the ball the other way, is not able to extend. So, well-rounded pitch sequence there for Tommy Hanson.
2 outs, bases clear. 2-2 tie here in the third inning. Here's Nick Franklin, the second baseman. First one from Hansen is a fastball up and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Franklin, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. Just 150 this spring, has a home run, a couple of runs batted in. Former first-round pick by Seattle. This one's fouled back to the screen on a fastball away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Number 5 prospect in the Seattle Mariners organization. High school product when he was drafted back in 2009. 1-1 on the way. Upstairs. 1-2. Or pardon me, 2-1.
You see Hansen's reaction there. Fighting himself a little bit. Maybe with the mechanics. You can always tell with the swing, the base running, the guys on the mound. Little slight gestures here as reminders that every player has. And that was Hansen's quick reminder there about his mechanics.
And a unique style of throwing because he is a short arm. Breaking ball is in there. Good pitch. Good location. 2-2.
Hey, you're right. I mean, when he's on, it's hard to pick up the baseball. And he's one of those guys that short arms the ball, but he shows you the ball a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But because of that size and he's being on you, that 91 seems like 94 when he's going well.
Ibanez on deck. Here's a 2-2 from Tommy Hansen. Lifted in the air. Shallow center field. Peter Borges puts the glasses down. He wears the old flip kind of glasses. Makes the catch. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Hansen. We'll head to the bottom of the third, tied at 2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Tied at 2 here in the bottom of the third. Peter Borges to lead things off and looks at a breaking pitch for a strike from Jeremy Bonderman. Borges, Kendrick, and Hamilton, the scheduled 3 for the Halos here in the third. Borges had a single in the first inning and was stranded at third base. The breaking pitch catches the outside corner. 0-2 count on Borges, having a nice spring. A .333 average coming to this one with a home run. And 8 runs batted and has 3 triples as well in Cactus League action. Bonderman into the lineup. The 0-2 is a fastball, just misses inside. Both Bonderman and Montero wanted that pitch. They got Borges looking on the outside part of the play with a breaking pitch. They tried to sneak that fastball in there, so it's 1-2 now. Now Montero sets up back outside. It's an off-speed pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Seattle has played well in Cactus League action. The Kansas City Royals have played well in Cactus League action. 2-2 bounce foul.
Well, the Mariners, it's a matter of maintaining the power outage. 37 home runs already to lead all of the major leagues.
Yeah, their pitching has been a different story, but offensively, they've been swinging the bats here in Arizona. Another 2-2. Check swing. He went around. There's the first down here in the third. Second strikeout for Bonderman. That'll bring up Howie Kendrick.
Credit where credit is due. That was outstanding rhythm and pitch sequence again from Bonderman. He started off gorgeous with a slider for a strike and then had him thinking fastball inside the rest of the at-bat and finally got him. He really spun the ball well there.
So Howie Kendrick steps to the plate with 1 out, nobody on. Howie 0 for 1. He bounced over to third his first time up. The first fastball was a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Great story, too, for Jeremy Bonderman. He'll be back on the mound.
Absolutely.
A couple of years away from baseball.
Still young. Still a young man.
30 years old.
It seems like we've been seeing him for a long time.
Yeah, Howie inside outs the fastball and punches it through the right side and into right field for a 1-out base hit. That's a pretty good pitch right there by Bonderman, and Howie just fought it off for a single.
33-inch bat. He has the ability to just wait and then explode. Obviously, that additional inch and a half makes a huge difference.
So man on board. With 1 out, Josh Hamilton stepping up. Hamilton 0 for 1. Bounced out to second in the first inning. Outfield deep in all 3 positions for Seattle as Josh fouls off the first pitch down the left field line area and into the bullpen for Seattle.
I started doing that first at bat. We're seeing Josh do this more here this spring. Really slides a lot of balls the other way. And again, we saw it in Texas over the years. He's always had the great inside-out swing. He can slice and hit the ball deep anywhere.
0-1. Came in shy with a fastball, misses in off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's the, kind of the beauty of spring training when you start watching veteran guys and just how they prepare themselves for the season, kind of pacing themselves and working on certain things, whether it's in the cage and carrying it over into a game. 1-1, grounded back up the middle, off the mound and right to Franklin, the second baseman. He'll flip it on a Triunfal and finishes off the double play to get Jeremy Bonderman out of it. Inning-ending double play. We've played 3 now in Tempe. We're still tied at 2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Top of the 4th, tied at 2. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. A warm day here in the Valley of the Sun. The Angels fell behind in the top of the second inning as Tommy Hanson gave up a 2-run home run to Julio Morban. But the Angels responded in the bottom of the second with 2 runs to tie things up, and that's where we stand right now. A little bit of a delay in getting this half inning started, it seems. We've been timing it just right.
Well, we got their 2:55 break.
Yeah.
Whatever DC says.
That's right.
We're good to go. Darren Chan runs the show here.
Producer engineer Darren Chan. He says go, we just start talking.
Just listen to the voice.
If he doesn't like what we're saying, he could shut off our mics.
Very easily, too. I've had that happen a few times.
I have a problem just turning my mic on at times. We don't have these switches on the TV side. On-off things.
Yep.
Raul Ibanez will lead things off for Seattle. He'll be followed by Justin Smoak and then Jesus Montero to face Hansen in his 4th inning of action. The first one to Ibanez is cut on and lifted in the air toward right center field. Borges moves to his left and is under. Makes the catch, and there is the first out on one pitch to start this 4th inning. Raul serving as a DH today for Eric Wedge is 0 for 2.
That is out number 9 in the air for Tommy Hansen today.
So you would say that he is a fly ball pitcher?
He is, no doubt. Gave up 27 home runs last year. So yeah, there's some times when he will be missing up there a lot.
Justin Smoak, the first baseman, steps in. He drew a walk leading off the second. Came around to score on the Morbon home run as that breaking pitch missed outside.
Victor, as a baseball fan, I am looking forward to seeing this young man right here put a year together because he has tremendous ability.
Hasn't been able to put it together, although he did swing the bat as he looks at a strike here to even account at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung the bat better after the demotion to the minor leagues.
He is quite talented. Switch hitter. Great size, good first baseman.
Fouls this one off to the left. Jimenez giving chase near the railing, will run out of room, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Smoak, a former first-round pick of the Texas Rangers out of the University of South Carolina, I should say. He was part of the Cliff Lee trade.
And he was pretty much the guy that made the trade happen because he was included.
Yeah. Slick fielding first baseman. The bat from both sides of the plate, but just offensively have not been able to make it click at the big league level. Another 1-2. Fastball missing inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ended up hitting 19 home runs last year, but also struck out 111 times. And that's going to happen too. Maybe that balance that production out.
Two on the way. Breaking pitch, he laid off. They wanted to peel at third. Didn't go around. So full count now.
He had Smoak very close to committing. Seems like his body committed, but his hands did not.
Payoff pitch. Smoak chops it foul at the first base line. Tomahawk that pitch that was up and in. So we'll reset and do it again. 1 out here in the 4th. The Angels picking up the victory yesterday against the White Sox, their 4th of the spring. Trying to make it back-to-back wins. The victory today. The 3-2 drilled out toward left field. Vernon Wells gets turned around near the wall. That is over his head and gone. Opposite field home run for Justin Smoak, and the Seattle Mariners retake the lead. It's 3-2.
We're talking about the Mariners and the power that they have shown throughout this spring. That's home run number 38 in this, their 20th game. But also, we're talking about Justin Smoak. If he has that type of swing during the season with 2 strikes especially, not to say he's going to be hitting a lot of home runs the other way, but he has the ability to cut down on the strikeouts and still drive the ball. Oh, the beautiful swing, and overall pretty good at bat.
Hansen has allowed now 2 home runs in this ball game. 1 out. Jesus Montero steps up at the bases clear. Lays off the first one. That's 1 ball, no strikes. Montero's 0 for 1. He hit a fly ball to right field in the 2nd inning.
Hansen has now allowed 4 home runs in just over 8 innings of work this spring.
Breaking ball is in for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Breaking pitch is down and away. Now, as it plays out, if things remain the same as far as the way the rotation has been set up, Jared Weaver's going tomorrow, so you figure he is the #1 starter opening day. That would thus make Tommy Hansen the 5th starter of the rotation. We've got a couple of off days early on in the season.
And obviously that could change things around.
Yeah, the 2nd day of the regular season, April 2nd, there's a weather off day in Cincinnati. And then Monday, after the road trip, There's an off day before the Angels open at home on April the 9th on Tuesday night.
That could help a couple of guys. It could help a bullpen arm to make the team out of spring training, and also an additional bench guy because of the National League immediately.
Montero goes down swinging on the breaking pitch for out number 2. Before Morbon comes up, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Two outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 3-2 Seattle. And Morbon steps to the plate. He's the right fielder. 2-run home run for him in the second. His first of the spring. Left-handed batter takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Tommy Hanson has been trying to hit that spot pretty much almost on every single first pitch against a left-hander. Just not able to get the fastball in that outer third for a strike.
And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Picture, he put together umpire Jordan Baker and Tommy Hanson. We're talking about a 10-story building. Right
Yeah, I mean, those guys would clog the lane. There's no question about it. Breaking ball catches the outside corner.
Look at Jordan Baker when he stands behind Chris Iannetta. He's been pretty good with his own, to say the least.
Yeah. 2-1. Fastball strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
There's that pitch. He finally got one. Why not do it again?
Mariners with 2 hits, both home runs. 2-2 on the way. Upstairs, and it's a full count.
He's having a tough time repeating. I mean, I think it's repeating mechanics is one thing, arm slide is another, but just the spot overall.
Here's the 3-2. Grounded to second base. Kendricks got the skimmer. Picks it up, fires the Trumbo, and the inning comes to an end. But not before Seattle takes the lead on the Justin Smoak home run. We're hugging the bottom of the 4th. 3-2. Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network at Fox Sports West. Bottom of the 4th, Seattle leads at 3-2. Mark Trumbo swinging at the very first pitch from Jeremy Bonderman. Bounces it foul up the third baseline. It's an 0-1 count. Trumbo, Wells, and Iannetta to face the veteran right-hander, Jeremy Bonderman. Last pitch in the big leagues, 2010, as a member of the Detroit Tigers. And a bounce back from Tommy John surgery. Missing outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Trumbo. Getting to start at first base, batting in the 4th spot. 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Here comes the 1-1. Trumbo bounces it up the third base line, but foul right to Dino Eber. He's in game shape already, that Dino.
He's ready to go. And he was positioned well. You see how far up he was?
He started that kind of positioning a couple of years ago with Trumbo, and then Albert came into the fold.
The first month of Albert was enough.
Yes. Montero setting up outside. Here's the 1-2. A little chopper to third. Fabricales throws a one-hopper over to first base. Smoke does a nice job of digging it out, and Trumbo's retired for the first out here in the fourth.
You know, Bonneman got him to swing at the pitch he wanted him to chase, and still. It seems to me like Trumbo now is trying to lift the baseball, and that's getting him way out of rhythm. Talk about Bonneman, Victor, and what he did at a young age. Already pitched in the World Series back in 06. With the Tigers. The championship series, division series. His best year. He had 2 years where he won 14 games, and he went 14-8 back in 06 for the Tigers. And he threw 214 innings.
Originally the Oakland Athletics organization.
There's a name I'm going to drop on you. They're going to say, yep, they're together. Remember Mike Maroth?
Yeah, absolutely. Left-hander. Vernon Wells picks up a base hit through the left side, so Vernon now 2 for 2 in this ball game with one out here in the fourth. Man on. 3-2 Seattle. Chris Iannetta will come up.
Bonneman, Mike Maroth, part of that young group that came up, and they had a hard time back in 02, 03. And Bonneman himself lost 19 games back in 03.
You know what they say, Jose? You got to be pretty good to lose 19 games in the big leagues.
ERA 5.56.
You're not buying that?
Man. No.
You're not buying that?
Nope.
You got to be good enough to at least be run out there that many times to accumulate 19 losses.
Start questioning depth. Wasn't there one time with Maroth, they were going to take him out of the rotation so
he wouldn't get to 20.
And he said, I'm pitching?
Yeah. But they were worried about his morale at that point? Seriously.
Poor guy, man.
Iannetta started his swing, held up. The pitch missed inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Chris doubled, home a run in the second inning. He's 1 for 1, his third double, and his 5th run batted in. Bonneman, a Washington State native. Close to home for him as this one's bounced foul. Chopper on the third base side. It's 2 balls and a strike.
He said he had a couple of offers with other major league clubs under the same circumstances, nothing guaranteed.
Right.
Of course, he goes, hey, if I'm going to try to make a comeback, why not make it close to home?
First round pick of the Oakland A's at one time. He was, this is off the top of my head here. As a 2-1 is grounded toward short. Triunfo's got it. Fades Franklin for 1. The relay to first is in time. A double play. Oh, the second consecutive inning-ending double play. The Bonneman is thrown. We played 4 here. Tempe Diablo. It is 3-2 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. 3-2 as we start the top of the 5th inning. Tommy Hanson, the starter, is done after 4 innings. Gave up 3 runs all earned on 2 hits, both home runs. And 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And Mike Scioscia's gone to the bullpen and brought in Ernesto Frieri to face the bottom 3rd of the order.
Yeah, Frieri had been struggling up to his last outing when he finally had the ball coming out of his hand much nicer. He said he kind of loosened the grip a little bit more. He was tying it up a little bit. And still working on the cut fastball. Frieri, powerful fastball, 95 and 97. Still a loopy breaking ball, which he's trying along with Ingles. Pitching towards Mike Butcher, Victor, to tighten up a little bit more. And then an occasional changeup.
Got to give hitters something else to look at or to sit on. Ernesto lived for a good part of his early stay with the Angels last year on fastball, and why not? I mean, it was dominating.
And many of them, the out ones, were out of the zone.
Yeah. Scouting reports, video gets around, and guys start to lay off those pitches, and that's when reality begins to set in.
Then came New York City after the break.
First man is in for a strike on the shortstop, Carlos Triunfo, who is 0 for 1. He popped out to the third baseman in the second. Luis Jimenez getting to start at third base. A 1 pitch. Fastball. Paints the outside corner, 0-2.
Oh, this was popping that glove.
We saw a little bit of Triunfo last year, but just in 10 games with Seattle, at 260 at AAA. 10 home runs, 62 runs batted in. 0-2 on the way. Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ernesto, of course, coming over in that trade with the San Diego Padres last year.
Alexio Marisa turned out to be a very useful player for the Padres, too.
I miss that little spark plug.
I do, too.
Down and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Marisa ended up hurting the Angels during the Interleague series in San Diego last year.
Let's not talk about that series. It should have been an Angels sweep. Weaver won on Friday night. The bullpen blew it on Saturday. Then you had the extra inning game. We were just talking about the extra inning game on Sunday in San Diego this morning. We were talking about Howie Kendrick ended up in left field, and who was it that brought out? Bobby Wilson brought out like 4 different gloves.
Yeah. Albert ended up at third base.
Yeah. This one popped up on the first base side. Trumbo to foul territory is under. It makes the catch. And there's the first out here in the 5th. And that was the game, too, that Ryan Langerhans got hurt, right? When he
crashed into
the wall, the left and the shoulder.
That was a game, too, where Clayton Richard, the pitcher for the Padres, swung the bat and hurt the Angels.
Yeah. Wells got hurt in that series as well, sliding into second base. That was on Saturday night.
That's a big what if. What if Wells doesn't get hurt?
Yeah.
Trumbo wasn't even a regular player, but
yeah. And right after that series is when the Angels started the winning streak. First one is outside to Vinny Cadricala.
We can go back and recount so many things through the year, but just think about another thing. What if Bobby Abreu gets off to a great start and the Angels get off to a great start? Where's Mike Trout?
Mike Trout would be in the big leagues somewhere, because you don't hit 460 through the first month of AAA and stay down in the minor leagues.
I'd like to know is, where was he going to play?
Oh, they'll find a place for him. Seriously. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But as they say, things always have a way of working themselves out in this game.
Cadricala, the third baseman, is 0 for 1. The fly ball to right. This one lofted in the air toward right center field, slicing away from Borges as he makes his way to his left, makes the catch on the run. And there are 2 outs here to start the 5th.
One thing clear, Victor, is that Mike Butcher wants Ernesto to not slow his body down so much on the breaking ball. I mean, big leagues guys will read that very easily and just say, okay, here it comes, sit on it. It's not an easy thing to have when you haven't had that breaking ball develop early in your career.
And even the changeup, too. I mean, because you feel like your grip and throwing and thinking fastball. And let the grip do the work, take the velocity off the pitch. And when you're a guy that has been a maximum effort guy, as Ernesto has been on a fastball mentality, you think that you need to slow down the arm action or your body to throw the off-speed pitch.
going back through the years, you talk about guys, Mario Soto, for example, devastating changeup. It took him a long time to learn to just don't slow your body down. Pedro Martinez, as hard as he threw, the changeup and his breaking ball made him Pedro Martinez.
This one chopped to the left side. Jimenez cuts it off. The third baseman fires across, and Nestor Frieri with a 1-2-3 fifth. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. The Halos down by a run. It's 3-2 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels down by a run here in the bottom of the fifth inning at Tempe Diablo Stadium. 3-2. Seattle leads it. A couple of home runs, a two-run shot by Julio Morban in the second inning, and a solo home run by Justin Smoke in the fourth. Tommy Hanson going 4 innings and giving up those 3 runs. Jeremy Bonderman for Seattle went 4 innings, so now the Mariners have gone to their bullpen. It's the right-hander Andrew Carraway from the University of Virginia comes on in relief.
And the minors, 27 games, 9-7 record, 150 innings. 150 innings in the minors. That's a pretty solid full year right there. But going back to Bonderman, fine job today by the veteran. I think he takes a step forward in trying to crack that rotation, or at least the staff of the Mariners. Helped by a couple of double plays. Really kept the ball down and did not overuse that slider.
Well, we had that double play that ended the bottom of the fourth inning, and that's how the last 2 innings have actually ended for the Angels. And talking about Jeremy Bonderman, right before that I said I was going to throw a name at you, if I remember correctly.
Same age? Around the same time?
No, I'm just talking about Bonderman went from Oakland to Detroit. Wasn't that part of a 3-team deal in which Jeff Weaver was involved somehow, some way?
Was it Jeff Weaver Yankee deal?
It might have been the Yankee deal. For some reason, I think that they're connected.
We'll find it.
Yeah. J.B. Shuck, Luis Jimenez, Tommy Field, the scheduled 3 batters. 7-8-9 for the Angels here in the fifth. And Carraway's first pitch is down and away. Shuck getting the start out in right field. Had a sacrifice bunt in the second. So no official at bat for him. This one's skied out of the shallow left field. Triumphal. The shortstop drifting out, makes the catch. And there's the first down here to start the fifth. Brings up the third baseman, Luis Jimenez. Nice job by Ernesto Frieri in his 1 inning of work. Jimenez is 0 for 1. He grounded out to third, but picked up an RBI. Tries to bunt his way on. A beautiful bunt. Fabricala picks it up. He has no play. Jimenez with an infield bunt single.
Well, Mike Soldier said it this morning. Shuck, Jimenez, and Field will be getting extended looks. And Jimenez has done everything to keep himself in the picture here, perhaps through the rest of camp.
I found it, big guy.
You got it?
Yeah. They just found a 3-team deal. The A's had said Carlos Pena was part of that deal, and a player to be named later, which became Bonnerman, and Franklin Herman to the Tigers. The Yankees sent Ted Lilly, John Ford Griffin. Remember John Ford Griffin, the Uber prospect, and Jason Arnold to the A's, and then the Tigers sent Jeff Weaver to the Yankees and cashed the A's. The hit and run was on. Jimenez will head back to first base as Tommy Field fouls it off to the right.
So the other Weave, yes, was involved in that one.
July 6, 2002.
Good stuff.
It's the beauty of the internet.
So July 6th.
You know, if it's on the internet,
2002.
It's true.
Yeah. Yep. We all know that. The Angels were just, let's see, starting to believe, I want to say. That's when, like, the Reds started showing up at the ballpark. Right around July in 2002.
The 1 pitch. Field bounces one to second base. Is it going to be 3 straight innings? And Triunfo can't handle the transfer from glove to bare hands, and no double play, but they do force out Jimenez at second base. And Field will reach on the fielder's choice. 2 outs here in the 5th. And back to the top of the order now, Peter Bourjos.
Victor, I think this was a missed sign here because Jimenez was not on the move, but there was same hit and run swing that Field took previously on the hit and run when it was on. And I'm sure Jimenez will hear from Mike Scioscia or Rob Pichot about the signs. There he is. He's explaining it to his teammates.
Bourjos this afternoon is 1 for 2. Single in the first, a strikeout in the third. And the first fastball is in there for a strike. Bonnerman, by the way, went 4 innings, 2 strikeouts. Gave up 5 hits. Throw over to first base, and Field is back.
Well, the Mariners, the fact that they added a Kendrys Morales and Jason Bay. They see Michael Saunders developing into a guy that's going to drive the ball. The fences are in Seattle, but pitching will be key. And guys that need to bounce back, Dustin Ackley and company.
Field takes off on the pitch and throw down to second base. Is in time. They gunned him down. And that's how the 5th inning comes to an end for the Angels. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Terry Smith will have the call when we return at 3-2 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Introduce
Top of the 6th inning as the Angels trail by a run here against the Seattle Mariners. 3-2 for the Mariners. 3 runs on only 2 hits, no errors. And for the Angels, 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. So the Angels have featured on the mound already Tommy Hanson, who went 4 innings. Ernesto Frieri threw a scoreless inning. And now on the mound is Chad Cordero himself. taking over for Mike Scioscia. Also taking over for Victor Rojas. Here he is once again. It's Terry Smith.
All right, thanks, Jose. Cordero getting ready to work. Frieri did a nice job. He retired all 3 batters that he faced. Got a couple in the air, 1 on the ground. So his day is over. And now, as Jose mentioned, the 3rd pitcher for the Angels on the comeback trail is Chad Cordero. We haven't seen him in a few days. Cordero's numbers so far this spring for the Angels are not real good. In fact, his ERA is just under 20. He's appeared in 4 games. He's worked 3 2/3 innings, giving up 8 earned runs, 8 hits. So he is set to go. Michael Saunders is the first batter, and the first pitch, that one is a little bit outside for a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Angels have made a few other changes. Andrew Romine has taken over at short. And Brendan Harris has taken over at third. And there's one that's lined down the left side, and that's going to roll all the way down in the left field corner. Just getting to the ball is Vernon Wells, and stopping at second base with a leadoff double is Saunders, his first hit of the day.
Nothing strange for Michael Saunders. 31 doubles last year along with 19 home runs. He has the ability to hit the ball hard to every part of the field, and pretty much his manager Eric Wedge called him the most improved player on that roster last year.
So here is Nick Franklin, a young infielder playing second base today. He can also play some short. He's gone 0 for 2. The Angels think he might be bunting in this situation. It's 3-2 Seattle as we get the 6th inning underway here in Tempe. And the pitch, that's a liner out of the reach of Howie. That's going to drop through into right center. Saunders, who can run, will come in to score. And it's an RBI hit for Franklin. And 2 batters in, Cordero has given up a run. It's now 4-2 in favor of Seattle.
You know, body language tells you a lot there. And Chad Cordero, the minute he gave up the double, put his head down. Then the minute the hitter, Franklin, makes contact, also put his head down. He sees a lot of things, obviously, that are not working for him. And perhaps his confidence is down at this point. The Angels continue to give him a long look.
So the batter now is Raul Ibanez. He's flied out a couple of times today to center field. Here's the first pitch, and he takes that one. This is ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Cordero is ready, and a toss over to first base, and diving back to the bag goes Nick Franklin. Well, I mentioned early in spring training, certainly a feel-good story with Cordero signing with the Angels. He had been out of the game for a few years. Had some big years in the majors, over 100 saves early in his major league career. He reached 100 saves at the age of 23. But he has had his share of tough outings so far this spring for the Angels. The pitch, that one is outside. 2-0 the count.
All those innings he threw earlier in his career, so many of them did catch up with him. Well, besides the fact that he had some personal tragedies and things that happened off the field that really affected him. The Angels originally did not invite him to Major League camp.
Right.
In some respects, he pitched his way into Major League camp.
He gets behind on Ibanez. The pitch was outside. It's now 3-0.
And Terry, we cannot hide is one of those guys that you find yourself pulling extra hard for him to do well.
Here's the next pitch, and that is on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Cordero, 47 saves with the Washington Nationals, but that was back in 2005. He was an all-star that year. Tossed over to first base, diving back to the bag goes the runner. That's Nick Franklin.
Now you look at the saves, but you look at the amount of appearances he had. For a closer, it was a lot. I mean, remember, just how many times he also got up just to warm up.
Right. Here's the ball. It's hit well into center field. Going way back on that one is Borges. It's over his head, and the ball's off the wall. This is going to likely score another run. Here comes the throw to the plate. Late. Scoring all the way from first base is Franklin off the Ibanez double off the wall in center. Seattle is added on. They lead it 5-2. So double, single, double, and 2 runs in this inning against Cordero. And Now he gets ready to face Justin Smoak, who homered his last time up.
Well, you can tell the ball has not fooled anybody. His pitches are flat up in the zone, and I think the key here is confidence. He's not spotting the ball well. It's almost like he's throwing the ball expecting something to go wrong, and it has. That's unfortunate.
So Smoak will be stepping up, and the switch hitter batting left takes the first pitch for a ball. Angels have never led in this game and trail by 3 at the moment. We're in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and that one is right in there for a called strike. Cordero is set, looks at second, 1-1 pitch. Yeah, that one is tipped foul into the mid of the catcher Iannetta. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yesterday, the Angels beat up on the White Sox 12-4. Today, the White Sox are returning the favor against the Cubs. They're up 14-1. Against their crosstown rivals in the top of the 7th. The pitch, that's grounded foul on the first base side.
That's a big game. Even here in Arizona, that's a big game, especially here on the weekend. Oh, yes.
Yep. And the south side and the north side colliding. Windy City here in Arizona.
Happy to get it done here with 88 degrees and now 25 and windy.
In that White Sox game against the Cubs, Dayan Viciedo has hit a grand slam. He has 6 RBIs. And Jordan Danks, young outfielder, brother of John Danks, he's had a 5 RBI game with a home run. 2-2 is the count on Smoak. You're just tuning in or rejoining us. Angels and the Mariners here in Tempe. It's 5-2 Seattle. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Cordero ready, 2-2 pitch. That one popped off the mitt of Iannetta. Pitch was a ball. He quickly retrieves it. No advancement by Ibanez, the runner at second. But it's a full count on Smoak, 3-2. The Angels have actually out-hit Seattle today, 6-5, but the Mariners have a 5-2 lead. Here's this payoff pitch, and he fools him there. Off speed, swung on and missed, struck him out.
Well, guess what? It's always good to have a friend in your catcher who will call something else just to see if maybe your mentality changes. And you're able to find a grip and let it go and have confidence in it. So, as you mentioned, Terry, good changeup there by Cordero. Gets the job done.
So that's the first out. Here's Montero. He's had an 0-for-2 day, a fly out and a strikeout. Angels right-hander ready, and the first pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike.
Good job by Iannetta once again. Calling a breaking ball, giving him a nice low target. And, of course, getting it done is Cordero.
Cordero's next pitch, the 0-1. Missed a little bit in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow, the Angels will be taking on the Oakland A's. That game at nearby Phoenix Municipal Stadium. Jared Weaver will face left-hander Travis Blackley. Here's the next pitch, and it just missed a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sunday, the Angels will be here to take on the Padres. C.J. Wilson is going to make the start in that ball game for the Angels. Two and 1 on Montero. Cordero's pitch, and he tried to pick at the outside corner and missed. He's behind 3-1. So Cordero ready, the 3-1 delivery. It's bounced by the mound, and that one's going to skip into center field, and that is going to drive in another run. Coming in and scoring from second will be Ibanez on the base hit up the middle by Montero. It's now 6-2 Seattle.
Not the easiest of innings here for Chad Cordero. A couple of doubles, a couple of singles, and ball just finding holes everywhere, and the pitches are mounting up. There's action already in the Angels bullpen, as Cordero has not been able to find good locations to fool the Mariners hitters.
So Mike Butcher's going to go out to the mound and have a word with Chad Cordero. He has retired only one of the first 5 that he's faced here in this inning. And in the meantime, the Seattle lead has grown in this inning. They were up 3-2 when the inning began. It's now a 6-2 Seattle lead.
Hey fans, Friday Night Music Garden concerts are back for another year of great performances. Every Friday night home game throughout the season, the Big A will host live pre-game music from local bands in the Gate 1 Music Garden. For more information, and even more importantly, Terry, to submit recordings, visit angels.com/band. And I know that Patrick already gave you some info about that.
Yeah. A lot of local groups showcased at the Big A. Here's the pitch after the meeting wraps up, and Orban takes that one for a called strike.
Yeah, had a fun, sometimes coming back from the Rocks and doing the Angels live pregame and going by that garden. I could catch some of the local taste once in a while.
Some of the tunes.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch. That one's a little bit low. Chad Cordero, he will be celebrating a birthday in just a few days. He's going to turn 31 years old. Here's the pitch, way outside with that pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. Ironically, the Mariners were the team that he last pitched for in the big leagues, and he briefly pitched for Seattle back in the 2010 season. He only got into 9 games that year for the Mariners, and then eventually went down to the minors. The pitch lifted foul on the left side, backing out of play.
It's not easy to be, away from the game. And then getting back, even though your velocity is there, it takes a while to find rhythm, tempo, find the release points, get into the flow of the game.
He misses low with that one, and he is definitely struggling out there. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes on the right fielder, Julio Morban.
I'm guessing no matter what happens, this could be his last batter here.
Yep. We'll see what happens on the payoff. Here it comes, and it's outside, ball 4. Mike Scioscia has gotten up, and he is headed out to the mound, and sure enough, we are going to have a pitching change. So a rough day for Chad Cordero. He retires only one of the 6 batters that he faces, and the Angels will go to the bullpen. We have a pitching change coming up here in the 6th inning. It's 6-2 in favor of Seattle. You're listening and watching today on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels is the Submariner. Jeremy Berg comes into the ball game. So he replaces Chad Cordero. Rough outing for Cordero. He went just 1/3 of an inning. He allowed a total of 4 hits. Right now, 3 runs, and the 2 runners on base his property. Cordero walked a batter, struck out a batter, and now has exited the ball game. Jeremy Berg taking over. He's a Submariner, as I mentioned, out of Ventura, who last year pitched at AA Arkansas and AAA Salt Lake. 2-2 record last year in the minors in the Angels organization with a 3.75 ERA. So he gets ready to face Trienfeld, who's the 7th batter up in the inning. And the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike.
Always a plus to get that first one over, especially the way the Mariners have been swinging the bat. Try to put him on the defensive here.
Berg appearing in his 3rd game for the Angels this spring up from minor league camp. And his next delivery, chopped foul over on the right side.
Oh, that was I didn't see the ball very well, top of swing.
0-2 the count on Carlos Trienfeld. Spent most of last year in AAA, 10 games with Seattle. He hit just .227 for the Mariners. Berg is ready, and the next pitch, that one is fouled off over by the batter waiting on deck, Vinny Catricala.
Jeremy Berg, throughout his minor league career, 161 games, 1 start, but good numbers overall. 12-4, 3.07 career ERA, and he has struck out 228 batters in 240 and a third innings. Only 59 walks in 240 innings.
0-2, and he slings that one in there. It misses a little bit low.
He's also only allowed 13 home runs in those 240 plus innings. That's the reason why the Angels keep bringing him back from minor league camp.
He's a player who is undrafted, signed as a free agent by the Angels, and that one is low and inside. So the count 2-2 on Trienfeld. Light breeze, not much of a factor right now. Bit of a cloud cover here in Tempe. Yet to get the official attendance, but we are expecting a sellout here today. The pitch, that's bounced on a high hop on the first base side. Trumbo has it, flips to Berg. Did he get to the bag in time? Just barely. The Angels get the out over there at first base. And now there are 2 gone in the inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd. That was not an easy play for all parties right there. Trumbo and Berg having to rush over and get to the bag at first base, covering.
Yeah, not the best of throws from Mark Trumbo, but again, he's in a very compromising position when he lands after timing the leap there to catch the ball. He just fires away. That's what we want to do. Just give it to your pitcher as quickly as possible. A good athletic play at the end there by Berg, too.
So here is Catricala, and the first pitch on him. That one is high and away for ball.
Somebody got crossed up, and that was Chris Iannetta.
He's going to walk the baseball back to Berg. Make sure they're on the same page there. Runners at 2nd and 3rd.
And they're expecting the sinker ball to be coming in, and then all of a sudden he saw this frisbee coming at him.
Catricala today has hit the ball in the air a couple of times. A line out and a fly out. He's 0 for 2. Next pitch, he chops this one down to third base side. It's handled by Harris, who's playing there, and his throw is in time at first to end the inning. So Berg comes in and gets a couple of ground outs, and Seattle fails to score any further runs. But earlier in the inning, they get 3. They did it on the 4 hits, 1 walk, no errors. They leave 2. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Angels need runs, trailing Seattle 6-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels getting ready to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing 6-2. And the first batter up is Peter Borges. Have a couple of changes for Seattle as the pitch missed outside for ball to count 1-0. Looks like a new first baseman is in the ball game for the Mariners right now. And taking over there is Nate Tenbrink. The pitch. Get in the air and hit well down the left field side, and that ball is out of here. Peter Borges with his second home run this spring, and he got a hold of it, pulling it down that left field side. Angels get a little closer. It's now 6-3 Seattle.
It's a thing of beauty to watch Peter Borges as he's developing here throughout the spring, becoming more of a hands hitter. And got the hands through, open up the hips. You know, it's a beautiful thing to watch him keep that ball fair. As he got a lot of elevation on that one.
So here's Howie Kendrick batting. Pitch on its way. That one is on the outside corner for a called strike.
Good to see Peter away from the tense, kind of muscly swing he had sometimes and trying to force things. Nice fluid swings through the zone.
And the next delivery, here's a bouncer by the mound right up the middle. That's another tailor-made Howie Kendrick hit. Taking it right back up the box. He's on with his second hit today.
Terry, in our 12 years here, I don't think I've seen a better spring training player than Howie Kendrick. I'm not kidding.
I agree.
Oh, that was hit number 18 already for Howie Kendrick. 18 hits. And there's his 12th ball game.
Yep. Scott Cousins is going to pinch run for Howie, so his day ends. He went 2 for 3. He's been racking up multi-hit ball games here lately in the Cactus League.
Oh, kidding. You know who else was a very good spring training player? Casey Koshman.
Yeah, that's a good call. Very good call. Hank Conger is pinch hitting for Josh Hamilton, so his day is done. And Hamilton was 0 for 2 today. Hit a couple of ground balls to second. Switch hitter batting left hand the pitch. And that one misses low for a ball. Andrew Carraway on the hill for Seattle. This is his second inning of relief. Here's the pitch. And Conger lifts one a mile high on the right side. The second baseman, Franklin, a couple feet back on the outfield grass, will make the call and catch. And Hank is retired. That'll be out number 1.
Big, long swing there by Hank Conger, who has been driving the ball very well this spring. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Slugging at an 800 clip. And yes, that type of swing is also the type of swing that has gotten Conger in trouble in his stints in the big leagues with the Angels.
So here is Trumbo set to bat. Right-hander against right-hander. Here's the pitch, and that one is low and outside. Trumbo's lined out and grounded out today. Carraway is ready, and here's his next pitch, and that one misses outside.
Trumbo's still trying to get more lift. Hit the ball very well in that first at-bat, line out to the right fielder, then rolled over in his second at-bat to the third baseman. Just not seeing a lot of backspinning from him yet. It'll come.
Here's the next pitch, and it's skied in the air on the left side of the infield. Let's see who's going to call for it. Looks like the shortstop, and Trienfeld will make the grab. That was way up there as well. Out number 2. Vernon Wells will be the next batter. Fans, don't forget, now's the perfect time to reserve a suite rental for the upcoming season. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy a game in a private and luxurious atmosphere at the Big A. Now, Suite Rentals also offer all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages. To reserve your suite or to get more information, just call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites. And the pitch on its way. Vernon Wells taking it low and away for ball one. Wells has had a pair of singles today, 2 for 2. He's had a good spring for the Angels. Here's the next pitch, and that one is high, 2-0. This Andrew Carraway, young pitcher, he really comes over the top with his delivery to the plate.
Yes, he does. Has a little bit of a stop and then kind of begins again with his delivery.
He's ready, and the next pitch. That's lifted high, and it's hit deep into left field, but it's also going to hang up for the left fielder, and Saunders there to put it away. Vernon got that one just a little bit off the end of the bat, and you can sense his frustration as he heads back to the dugout, the final out in the inning. In the inning, the Angels get a run on the leadoff homer by Borges. 2 hits, no errors, and in the inning, 1 runner left. We're headed to the 7th. Seattle up on the Angels right now, 6-3 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget the annual Angels 5K and Fun Run will be taking place at the Big A on March the 30th. Now, participants will run a course through Angel Stadium and receive a commemorative shirt and a ticket to watch the Halos take on the Dodgers later that same evening. For more information and to sign up, visit angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. And don't forget, that's coming up in just over 2 weeks. A lot of changes for the Angels defensively. In the infield, new right side of the infield. Efren Navarro replaces Mark Trumbo at first. And Luis Rodriguez replaces Howie Kendrick at second. In the outfield, Scott Cousins stays in the game. He's now in left. Matt Young enters the game. He's now in center. There's a new pitcher, Billy Buckner, and a new catcher, Luke Carlin. And Buckner's first pitch, that one on Martinez, is high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. (6-3) Seattle as we get the 7th going here in Tempe. And the pitch, fly ball lifted into center field. Young is backpedaling. He's under, shading the eyes a little bit. He'll make the grab on that one. And that's the first out. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, our producer engineer Darren Chan. Victor Rojas was alongside earlier today as well. Glad to have you watching or listening to Angels baseball here on this Friday. And the pitch, that one is called strike on the outside corner on Michael Saunders. 0-1 to count. Buckner on the hill replaces Berg. Jeremy Berg, the Submariner, retired the 2 batters that he faced, did a nice job. And the next pitch, it's lifted into left field. Cousins is backpedaling, still going back, and out on the warning track. He gathers that one in. Boy, that ball was carrying a little bit on him. Not much of a breeze right now, but Cousins tested. This is his first inning out there in the outfield, and that's the second out.
Yeah, that test comes in 2 ways. Number one, hit by Saunders, who gets a lot of spin and a lot of slice on that ball. And then as a left-handed thrower in left field, Cousins has to make sure his body stays open to the baseball because that ball is quickly coming back to him.
So 2 up, 2 away. And the pitch, that one is a little bit low.
Some transactions today, in case you did not tune in earlier, but Ryan Brazier with a 9.95 ERA reassigned to minor league camp for the Angels. Barry Enright with a 13.50 ERA. Option down to AAA Salt Lake City. And Michael Kahn, 8.44 ERA himself, also down to Salt Lake City. Transactions taking place before today's ballgame. As the Angels continue to trim the roster too, which is getting down there all of a sudden.
Yep. Nick Franklin at the plate. Counts even on him. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's had a 1-for-3 day, driving in a run. Buckner is set, and the next pitch. And that one misses a little bit low. Billy Buckner is appearing in his 5th game for the Angels this spring. He had 6 innings of work coming in, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs.
He's showing pretty good control. He's only allowed a walk in 6 innings of work, 6 2/3 right now.
And the pitch is fouled back behind the plate against him out of play, 2-2. Buckner has pitched in the past in the big leagues. And the Angels signed him as a minor league free agent during the offseason, so he's getting a chance this spring to let the various people in the Angels organization know a little bit more about his game. The 2-2, that one is cut on and missed. Good breaking pitch, struck him out, and that will end the inning. So Buckner comes in and has a clean top of the 7th. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time in Tempe. Angels are trailing by a score of 6-3 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, a new battery for Seattle. Carson Smith is the new pitcher, and the new catcher is Jesus Sucre. So Andrew Carraway, who faced the Angels in the bottom of the 5th and bottom of the 6th, he went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He didn't walk and he surrendered a home run. And now Carson Smith will be taking over for Seattle. He's a right-hander. He was an 8th-round pick of Seattle back in the June 2011 draft and had a 5-1 record in 49 relief appearances last year in the Cal League at High Desert. So the first batter to face him will be Matt Young, and this is Young's first at bat. He's hitting out of Chris Ionetta's number 6 spot in the batting order. Ionetta today went 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Here's the pitch, and the first one is in there for a called strike. Young has hit in the games we've seen him play. He's 8 for 16 to 500 batting average.
He does a good job putting the ball in play.
Swings from the left side, and he takes that pitch for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's only struck out a couple of times in 16 at bats.
And here's the next pitch. He breaks his bat and bounces that one to the first baseman. Tenbrink is playing first base, and he will flip to the pitcher covering, and that's the first out. Young is retired. J.B. Shuck is the next batter. Shuck has gone all the way in right field today, and he has a sac bunt and a pop out. He's 0 for 1. Another left-handed batter. He was in the Astros organization last year, former 6th-round pick of Houston. And the pitch on Shuck. That's in there for a strike. Smith ready, and the next pitch. Shuck lines one foul the opposite way back to the seats and out of play.
Terry, news coming out of Yankee camp is that they have agreed to a contract with outfielder Brennan Bosch, a major league contract. So Bosch, surprisingly released by the Detroit Tigers, gets a job very quickly.
Yeah, that just happened the other day. And of course, Brendan Bosch has some ties to Southern California. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Shuck.
Just imagine Brennan Bosch, if he gets a chance to play a lot, hooking balls in that ballpark at home could be a little scary.
There's a pitch that's blown away on Shuck. 2-2 the count. Yankees have had a lot of injuries in their camp to everyday players. They've had to patch up some holes. Here's the pitch. Chopped over the mound out near second base. Franklin has it. His throw will just nip Shuck, who was hustling at first base. That's the second out.
It's gone so bad for the Yankees, even their general manager got hurt.
Right, that Brian Cashman got injured in a parachuting accident on his landing, right?
Yeah. For charity.
Yeah. So at the plate now is Harris. Here's the pitch, and that one is a called strike. Mentioning parachute accidents, saw last night on CNN, I think it was. Actually, it was the Pierce Morgan show. That's exactly what it was. They had a gentleman, and I guess it's the video of it is on YouTube. Pitch on its way. It's low outside, but he is a parachute instructor, and he's had over 700 jumps, I think it is. His last jump, which was just a few days ago, the parachute just partially opened, and he was in a total free fall and lived and never even suffered a broken bone. Can you imagine that?
Oh, my goodness.
And they asked him, what were you thinking when he was coming down? And he said, you know, I did so many drops as a instructor. He said, I just thought this was my time. This is how my life was going to end. And Jose, he didn't even suffer a broken bone.
It's a miracle right there.
Yeah. 2-2 is the count. check it out. Someone just happened to be shooting that drop, and it's on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Harris, and the inning is over. So a strong inning for Carson Smith. He retires 3 Angel batters in a row. 7 innings are completed here in Tempe. We head to the 8th. It's 6-3 in favor of Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the top of inning number 8. We'll have a pinch hitter up for Seattle as Billy Buckner gets ready for his second inning, and swinging bat and lining one into right field is Luke Guernaquia, and he is on with a pinch hit single, batting for Raul Ibanez. Luke Guernaquia with the pinch hit single. Switch hitter is batting from the left side. And another batter stepping up for the first time today is Nate Tenbrink. He came in to take over at first base for Justin Smoke. He bats from the left side as well. Natural left-handed hitter. The first pitch, that one was a bit inside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. We'll have our Care First Health Plan injury report in just a moment. Visit carefirst.com and learn more about their patients first philosophy of care. Care First, it's all about you. Here's the pitch. Chopped on the first base side, but a foul ball off the bat of Tenbrink. Count even on the new first baseman. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tenbrink is getting a chance to show what he can do today. This is his first at bat this spring for Seattle. Sucre is waiting on deck. He's had a few at bats for them. He's another player from their minor league camp who's in the game now. He's waiting on deck as Tenbrink chops that one foul over near the Angels on deck circle. 1-2 the count.
Billy Buckner's throwing a good enough sinker ball here that perhaps he could get some help from his defense, and the Angels turning 2 here.
Buckner is ready, and the next pitch. It's low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels today playing game 21 of 36 spring training games. Opening day for the Angels, 17 days away in Cincinnati. That'll be on April Fool's Day.
So Terry's not kidding.
That's right.
We don't know.
No joke there.
We don't know.
I'm sure when we come to that date, Jose, there'll be a few pranks being pulled by some of our colleagues.
Really?
And who knows, maybe we'll even take part in them.
I don't know, that's like a threat or something, or somebody that's listening.
You never know. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count.
It's be alert.
That's right. You have to be on alert on April Fool's Day. And that's where the Angels will start the season against the Cincinnati Reds. Central defending champions. They've won that Division II of the last 3 years, and they figure to have a good club again this year. Full count, 3-2 on Tenbrink. Next pitch, he lifts it in the air into center field. Matt Young is out there. He's under. He puts it away in fairly shallow center. It's the first out here in the 8th.
Baseball season once again will begin with a single game on the 31st. And remember last year, Jason Vargas was part of the group that started the season in Japan. Mariners and the Oakland A's. So Vargas made a start in the month of March last year for the regular season. And it was a good one, too. He went 6 2/3 innings, 6 1/3 innings, real well. He matched up against Bartolo Colon.
Angels' likely opening day starter will be Jared Weaver, although Mike Scioscia has yet to confirm that.
Jared Weaver will be the Angels' opening day starter.
Yep, I would think that's a pretty safe assumption there, Jose.
Mike always plays it safe.
1 ball, no strikes to count on Jesus Sucre. Here's the next pitch. He pops this one foul back behind the plate.
What Mike Scioscia did say, though, is because of some off days coming up, in which pitchers will continue to throw, obviously, especially the one coming on the 18th. Then the off day after the season starts, then another off day here. There in that first week of the season, that the rotation sequence alignment does not necessarily stay the way it is right now.
Buckner is ready. He's pitcher number 5 of the day for the Angels, and the pitch is fouled back behind the plate, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In case we're wondering, the way it's aligned here so far, there's Weaver, C.J. Wilson, Joel Blanton, Jason Vargas, and today was Tommy Hanson.
What'd you think of Hanson's outing? He gave up only 2 hits. They just happened to be home runs.
Yeah, I think it was fair. His stuff is still trying to get refined. I think, there's a lot of pitches up in the zone, a lot of flyouts. And as you mentioned, he was able to minimize the damage, a couple of home runs. But I saw him fighting himself a little bit with his mechanics, and especially on some parts of the plate where he was not able to repeat pitches.
Ended up walking just 1 in 4 innings. He got behind a lot of hitters early in his outing today, but issued just 1 walk.
Still a lot of room for improvement, in my opinion.
Here's the next pitch, and it's another fly ball. It's hit out to center field. Young has been busy out there, and he's going to put that one away. That's his second out. He's already had 3 putouts since coming in just last inning. 2 are gone here in the 8th. It's 6-3 in favor of Seattle. And the next batter is Julio Orban, who has played the entire ball game. He's been in right field for them. He's hit a home run today. Left-handed batter. On our injury report, the latest Angel player to have some issues injury-wise, and it happened just a couple of days ago. The word that Andrew Taylor, the left-handed pitcher who did see some action for the Angels in the second half of last year, he has a left labrum tear, a small tear. Surgery not expected right now, so he's kind of in a holding pattern, if you will, a resting pattern as a result of that injury. The pitch. Fly ball hit into center field. This one is hit hard. Young has to go a long way back, and that ball to dead center field is out of here. It's a home run. The second homer of the day for Julio Morban. He had not hit one all spring, but he's hit a pair here today, and that Seattle lead has grown. They now go on top 8-3.
Well, we're talking about how Morban has enough on his bat to really, the Mariners pay attention to him. You know, I mean, he's really smoked the ball a couple of times. And for a kid that's just developing, that's pretty impressive, going to right field deep and to straight center field.
Third Seattle home run of the game. Second one for Morban, who's just 21 years old. Trienfeld, the batter now. First pitch in there for a strike. Next delivery, he lifts one in the air into center field. Going back on it is Young. He's under waiting, and he'll have all three putouts here in the top of the 8th inning. But in the inning, one of them got out to center. They had 2 hits in the inning, scored twice. There were no Angel errors and nobody left. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Angels need runs, trailing Seattle 8-3 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher in the ballgame for Seattle, right-hander Bobby Laframboise. He spells his last name L-A-F-R-O-M-B-O-I-S-E. He is a lefty, and he gets ready to face Andrew Romine, who will be batting us for the first time today.
The French pronunciation, of course, Laframboise. DC knows about French cuisine and the stuff that goes along with it.
There you go. Here's the pitch, and that one is blown away for a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes.
DC's brother has taught him well about that.
So Laframboise gets behind, 1 ball, no strikes in this lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the next pitch, and he slings that one a little bit low and away for a ball. 2-0 the count. Laframboise last season pitched in AA and AAA and had a 1.36 ERA. The pitch lifted in the air into left center. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Romine makes a big turn. He'll hold there with a single his first time up today, and the Angels have a base runner to start off the bottom of the 8th.
Romine against the lefty does a good job staying in. Continues to do a fine job in retaining and keeping the job as a backup infielder for the Angels. Remember, he gave up on switch hitting and still has not affected his offensive production at all.
So the batter now is Carlin, and this is Luke Carlin's first at bat today. He's just 1 for 11 this spring, and he takes that pitch outside for a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Carlin, a player who can play several positions. He's a guy that's doing some catching. He might play a little bit of first base for you. Switch hitter. And he chops this one to shortstop. Trienfeld has 1 play first, and a nice dig out over there by Tenbrink, the first baseman, to get Carlin. On the play, moving up to second base is Romine. Scott Cousins gets ready for his first at bat today.
Scott
Cousins, as he gets ready to dig in. His spring for the Angels, 4 for 18. Left-handed batter. This is the 6th appearance this spring for Laframboise. And his ERA for Seattle this spring is a little bit up there, 5.40. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike.
Laframboise, born in Downey, California, and graduated from Warren High School in 2004, and also attended Rio Hondo Community College, 05 and 06.
8th round pick of the Mariners back in 2008. He's ready, and here's the 0-1. That's a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels have never led in this game. Got behind 2-0 after an inning and a half, tied it. And then the game stayed at 2-2 until Seattle took the lead in the 4th inning, and they've been up ever since. And they're up by 5 here in the 8th. Next pitch smacked on the right side. Second baseman Franklin throws to first, and just in time to get Cousins on the play. Romine moves to third. He's there with 2 outs, and we'll see what Hank Conger can do as he was back from the right side against the lefty.
He has been Mr. RBI man for the Angels. 11 RBIs so far for Conger here this spring. He's been swinging a hot bat from both sides of the plate. He comes over here against a lefty, batting from the right side.
Hank so far this spring has had 8 hits in 21 times up. So the bat has been fine. He's had some issues defensively. He's already committed 4 errors this spring. And the pitch. That one is a strike on the outside corner. Infield is back and the outfield is straight away. Laframboise ready, and the next pitch, and that one is outside. 1-1 the count on Conger. We should be getting the official attendance here any moment now. And we mentioned the sellout crowd. Have over 9,000 today for sure. Here's the next pitch, and Conger fooled on that slow, and he swings and misses. 1-2 the count.
I'm going to go somewhere around the 9,600 mark. That's a lot of people here.
How does 9,662 sound, Jose?
It sounds very close.
Yeah.
To 9,600.
Yep, that's the attendance, 9,662, a sellout today in Tempe. Next delivery on Conger, inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yesterday's ball game here in Tempe, we had over 9,100. So the last 2 games, big crowds watching the Angels in action. The next delivery, that's outside, so the count runs full. It's 3-2. If Hank keeps the inning alive, Luis Rodriguez, who has yet to bat in this ball game, he's waiting on deck. He's hitting out a Trumbo spot. Mark was 0 for 3 today. Conger's hitting out a Hamilton spot. Josh Hamilton was 0 for 2. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one missed outside, ball 4. So the inning continues. Angels have them at the corners, and now Rodriguez, who's had a very nice spring swinging the bat for the Angels, hitting over 350. He'll be the next batter.
His job, Han Conger, well, he saw a little bit of everything in and out, hard or slow, and he did a good job staying focused and trying to get something he could drive.
That walk that Conger just picked up, the first one of the day for an Angel batter. Here's the first one on Rodriguez. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez, one of a number of veteran players that the Angels signed this offseason to kind of bolster the organization, provide a little bit more depth, especially in the upper minors for the Angels. Pretty good insurance policy. Veteran player with major league experience. Chops the ball to third. Handled there by the third baseman, and the throw by Catricala is in time, and the inning is over. So in the inning, the Angels threatened but failed to score. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors, and 2 runners left. Ninth inning is next. It's 8-3 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West. Pitcher for the Angels as we head to the ninth inning. Robert Coelho will take over. He becomes pitcher number 6 of the day. He replaces Billy Buckner. And Buckner worked the last 2 innings for the Angels, giving up 2 hits and 2 runs. They were both earned. He allowed the home run last inning to Morban. So Coelho will take over. And Coelho, in the times we've seen him, and he hasn't pitched that recently for the Angels, but he comes in having made 4 appearances and giving up 5 hits and 5 earned runs in just 2 2/3 innings. His ERA is over 15 so far this spring. Coelho, another veteran pitcher that the Angels signed during the offseason. He's had some major league experience in the past, and this is actually his second go-around now in the Angel organization. Former catcher Robert Coelho. So he gets ready to face Catricala, who's gone all the way for Seattle today at third base. He's had an 0-for-3 ball game. Coelho is ready, and the pitch chops sharply to short, right at Andrew Romine. His throw is right on the money. 1 pitch and 1 quick out here in the ninth. Francisco Martinez will be the next batter, and he's played the entire ball game in center field. This will be his 4th at bat. He's gone 0-for-3. Mentioned Coelho spent some time in the Angels organization back in 2007. The Angels decided to convert him to pitching after he had been a catcher. He had been in the Reds organization, was drafted by the Reds. And the conversion to pitching certainly worked out for him because he has gotten to the big leagues. He was with Toronto a little bit last year. The pitch that's cut on and missed, and the count 0-2. He also pitched in independent ball for a time in Canada. So he's been much traveled. He's a big guy, 6'5", 250-pounder. Here's the 0-2, and that is a called third strike, and out looking is Martinez. So Coelho has retired the first two easily here to start off this ninth inning.
He's done a good job mixing pretty much everything. Comes straight over the top. There's a slight pause in that delivery, and then Coelho's on you. So the more we see him on the mound, the more you can see that he's pretty much getting into rhythm and feeling comfortable out there. He was very shaky that first two times out.
Yeah. It's a guy who relies on his fastball, and he has a good one. He'll top out around 95 miles per hour. So here's Saunders batting, and it's a first pitch fastball. It's in there for a called strike. When we get to the bottom of the ninth, the Angels will have Navarro, Young, and Olchin scheduled to bat. And from the looks of things, it looks like the Mariners will be bringing in a right-hander. They have action in their pen. It's a pitch that's in there, and Coelho has jumped in front, 0-2 on Saunders. Right-hander ready, and the 0-2 pitch. He misses high with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Michael Saunders, one of the guys that, of course, is in better shape because he had been playing in the World Baseball Classic, playing into the ninth inning here. And he is one of the regulars for the Mariners.
Saunders was on Team Canada. Of course, they had that incident a few days ago here in Arizona in their game against Mexico, the big brawl. And on a 2-strike delivery, Saunders chases a high fastball, and he's down on strikes, and the inning is over. So Coelho takes care of Seattle easily here in the ninth. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. We'll see if the Angels have a comeback up their sleeves. Down 5. It's 8-3 Seattle on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the bottom of the ninth inning, and there's a new pitcher in the game for Seattle, right-hander Yorvis Medina. He replaces Bobby Laframboise. And the Angels now will get ready to send up Navarro, Young, and Olchin against the right-hander. Halos trail Seattle 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. After the game, we'll get some comments from Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Jose is headed downstairs. On the Fox Sports West post-game show, Jose and Victor Rojas will get together and analyze this ball game. We'll also fill you in on the radio side as well. We'll see if the Angels can get something going here in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch, and that one is low and away for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Medina, as he gets ready to work, is appearing for the 6th time this spring for Seattle. He's given up 4 runs in 5 innings, so he's had his share of trouble. Here's the pitch. That's low and in. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Angels and another AL West opponent tomorrow. It'll be the Oakland A's, and the Angels will play an NL West foe on Sunday. That'll be the Padres. And the Angels take on San Diego. It'll be the last time we see them in 2013, unless the two teams end up getting together in the postseason, and that would have to be in the World Series. They're not going to face each other during the regular season in interleague play. Pitch on its way. That is in there for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Medina set. Here's the 3-1 on Navarro. He lifts it in the air into shallow left field. That ball's dropping quickly. It's going to fall in for a base hit. So Efrain Navarro is on with a leadoff single. Angels get the 9th inning underway. And now the batter will be Matt Young. Fans, don't forget, groups of 20 or more can now experience Angels games in a whole new way. The new Trout Farm, presented by Smile Generation, is the official cheering section for Angels outfielder Mike Trout. Now, groups sitting in this section will receive an exclusive Trout Farm shirt with their purchase. And for more information and to purchase your tickets, just call 888-796-HALO. Be a part of the new Trout Farm at the Big A. First pitch misses for a ball on Young. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Mike Trout did not see any action today, had the day off. We'll probably see him in the ball game tomorrow against the A's. Pitch fouled back by Young. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Albert Pujols was off today. Alberto Callaspo had the game off. And of course, Eric Ibar continues with the Dominican Republic WBC team, which has now reached the Final Four. Those games will be played in San Francisco. The pitch that's lifted in the air in a shallow center. It's going to fall in for a hit. Navarro will go first to third on the bloop single by Young. And the Angels have something brewing here to start off the bottom of the 9th. Trent Olchen will be the next batter. Olchen's hitting a little bit over 300 this spring for the Angels, 4 for 13. One of those hits a home run, and this will be his first at bat of the day. Olchen, a left-handed hitter. So the Angels trying to make it interesting here in the bottom of the 9th. Despite trailing by 5 runs, the pitch that's right in there for a called strike on Trent Olchen. Trent Olchen, former Dodger. Last season, Olchen was in the minors the entire year, played rookie ball in AAA in the Dodgers organization. Former Olympic baseball player, represented his country, Australia, in the 2004 Summer Games. 0-1 pitch was missed. The count 0-2. Olchen has some tie-ins to Arizona as well. He played for the Diamondbacks in the past in the big leagues. 0-2 pitch. He checks on that one, and they say he was holding. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After Olchen, waiting on deck is Brendan Harris. He's been up once so far since coming into the ballgame. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Olchen. There goes the runner at first. The pitch is high. The throw to second. It is late. That's going to be a stolen base for Young. So he swipes second. The runner at third base, Navarro, was holding. He did not try to come in on a delayed double steal, try to steal home. So runners at second and third. No outs. And the count 2-2 on Olchin. The Mariners do not have any action in their bullpen. They have brought a few other pitchers if they needed to go to the bullpen again here in the ninth. Next delivery, that's outside. And it's 3-2. Mentioned earlier in the ball game, Seattle has a night game tonight where they will be playing the Netherlands World Baseball Classic team. A team of big surprise as they have advanced into the Final Four of the WBC. Here's the pitch. And on the 3-2, it's outside, ball four. The Angels have the bases loaded. So a pair of singles and now a walk to start off the ninth. Brendan Harris will be the batter, and he has a chance to get the Angels back in this ball game. Harris has driven in just one run so far this spring for the Angels. But he has a chance to add a few here with one swing of the bat. Runners everywhere, no outs. Medina steps off the rubber. He'll get positioned out there and begin looking in for the sign. Here's the first pitch, and Harris goes after it, swings and misses that pitch for strike one. Talking about Seattle having the game against the Netherlands later on tonight, and their starting pitcher, speaking of the Mariners for that game, former Angel John Garland. He's on the comeback trail after right shoulder surgery. He did not pitch at all last year. He was signed by the Mariners as a free agent, signed a minor league deal, and has actually pitched very well for them so far this spring. Certainly has opened up some eyes as he is trying to fight his way onto their 25-man roster. The former Kennedy High School standout. There's a pitch that's low and outside. So now the count on Harris goes to 2-1. Bases loaded. Nobody out as the Angels bat here in the bottom of the ninth, trailing 8-3. Here's the next pitch. Chopped on a high hop on the left side. The shortstop has it, flips to second late. Everybody's safe. It's an infield hit, and a run scores. That was another ball that took that Arizona spring training hop. That ball shot way up in the air. Trienfeld had to wait for it to come down. And by the time the shortstop had it, his only chance to get an out was really the closest base to him, second, and the throw was a little bit late, trying to get Olchin, who was hustling up to second base. So it's an infield RBI hit for Harris. Romine will be the next batter. And now they're going to have a little meeting out at the mound. The Angels have cut the Seattle lead to 8-4. And that's also going to get some action now in their bullpen. Tying run coming to the plate. Carl Willis, their pitching coach, going out there. Eric Wedge, their manager, is here today for this ball game, and he could be pulling a little double duty along with his coaches with that other game later on tonight in Peoria. Pitch on its way. It's fouled back behind the plate. 0-1 is the count on Romine. Young is the runner at third. At second base, Olchin on at first, getting the RBI infield hit. Harris. 8-4 Seattle. Ninth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's right in there, a called strike on Romine. So he has fallen in the hole. It's 0-2. Fly ball deep enough to the outfield means a run. A hit could mean 2 runs. An extra base hit could mean more. Here's the pitch, and that's outside. 1-2 the count on Andrew Romine. He's had a hit since coming into this ball game. This is his second at bat. 1-2 pitch. That's high and outside. A fastball misses. 2-2 the count. Medina in his first inning here, working in the ninth, and he is scuffling. The 2-2 way outside. Now it's a full count, 3-2. So Romine has battled back after getting in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes to work a full count. We'll see what happens on the payoff, and here it comes. He lifts one in the air into left field, but they're waiting, making the catch is Saunders, and holding at third base will be the lead runner. That's Young. Dino Evil put the brakes on him. Saunders has a pretty good arm, and he came in to make the catch. That ball wasn't hit all that deep. So Romine is retired. The bases remain loaded. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth, and Luke Carlin will be the next batter. Carlin, since coming in, he's grounded out. So Medina has gotten his first batter out here in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch on Carlin. He takes it for a called strike. Here's the next pitch. Popped up foul, third base side. That one's going to head back to the seats and out of play, about 6 rows back. Yorvis Medina, 24-year-old right-hander in Double-A last year. He closed a little bit for his team in the Texas League. But one of his 46 appearances coming as a reliever. He had a good ERA last year, 3.25. Here's the next delivery. It's chopped on the right side. This could be 2. The flip to second, and that'll be the only play. The flip by Franklin was a little bit high to Trienfeld covering second, so that cost him a chance to turn 2 on it. It'll be a fielder's choice. The Angels get another run, but now 2 outs here in the ninth with the Mariners up 8-5. Carlin gets a run batted in on what turns out to be the 4-6 fielder's choice to get Brendan Harris at second. Young scoring. Olchin moving over to third. And Carlin on at first with 2 outs. The batter now is going to be Scott Cousins. 8-5 Seattle. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Cousins has gone 0 for 1 with a ground out, and that came last inning, his first time up today. He swings and lifts a high fly ball in the right field, but it's a routine play. Morban is under. He'll put it away in medium right, and the ball game is over. So it ends on a fly out to right. Here in the bottom of the ninth, the Angels tried to get back in the game, got a couple of runs, had 3 hits, a walk in the inning, and also 2 runners left on base. So the final score today, Seattle posting the victory. They beat the Angels by the final 6-5 on a day where we had a full house here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Angels fall today to Seattle. Angels Cactus League record now goes to 4-12-3, and the Mariners are now 13-7 so far this spring in their 20 ball games. The time of the ball game today was 2 hours and 46 minutes, and the 2 starting pitchers, Bonderman and Hansen, the pitchers of record. Let's go down to Jose Mota and Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks a lot, Terry. Mike, you evaluate guys and how their stuff is playing out. Where do you see Tommy Hansen's stuff at this point?
His stuff's good, Jose. He's not hitting his spots. He's getting behind a lot of counts, and early in the game, he threw a lot of fastballs, but was behind counts. And the first inning, got away with it. His slider was a little bit flat early, and he got a 2-run home run from that kid in right field, Moribund. There were some positives to take away from this. Showed a good curveball at times. His arm is strong. He's just a matter of finding his location and hitting his spots.
A couple things about Chris Iannetta. Which role does he play in implementing the confidence and working with the stuff that Hansen has right now? And also Iannetta on the offensive side and how comfortable he's looked. What do you think?
Well, on the offensive side, he's looking good. There's no doubt about it. Chris missed a lot of last year with a fracture in his wrist, but really swung the bat well for us. Behind the plate, he's essential, and Hank is, and John Hestrom, who's ever catching back there, in connecting with our pitchers. And Chris works hard at it. Today, I think he did a good job of maybe getting him back into some counts as the game went on. But from the start, Tommy's fastball command was off a little bit, and he had to work pretty hard to get through his 4 innings.
What are the things that you see in big differences in Peter Bourjos and his approach, letting the ball travel, using the hands, and the confidence level at this point for Peter?
Well, he looks really balanced in the box, and he's having a great spring training. Pete is a guy that's a better offensive player than last year when he didn't get as much playing time, and he's looked great in the spring.
How about your team overall, the confidence level, guys getting more playing time? What are the plans from here on with a couple of weeks left here in camp?
Well, we'll play through our we'll give some guys a day off tomorrow and play through our off day, and once we come back on Tuesday, we'll get after it every day for about a week and then let them catch their breath and get ready for the Freeway Series. But our guys are ready to start firing it up 3, 4, 5 days in a row. They want to get their at-bats, get into that rhythm of the season, and hopefully carry some momentum into April.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Jose.
Terry Smith, back to you.
You got it. Thanks, Jose. The final score again today here in Tempe. It was the Mariners 8, the Angels 5. For those of you watching on TV, Jose and Victor Rojas will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, we'll have more for you from Tempe as well. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.